There is a moment, very subtle, but also very earth-shattering, that happens in the lives of a few people. It is not the day you win the lottery, not the day you achieve a great accomplishment, or the day you meet the love of your life. Rather, it is the day you wake up. Open your eyes, look up at the familiar ceiling. Look at the person lying next to you, look into the wardrobe, look at the work schedule for the day. And you realize, I no longer belong here. Everything outside remains exactly the same. The room is the same. The road to work is still jammed at that intersection. The colleagues still tell those same stories. Your family still has those same expectations. But inside you, a continent has drifted. A quake of consciousness has occurred, shifting the entire structure of your internal landscape. Things that used to make you angry now only make you smile slightly. Ambitions that used to keep you awake at night now look like children's toys. Fears that used to bind you now dissolve like mist meeting the sun. You have changed. You know it. You feel a fresh peace, an openness, and a gentle detachment from old dramas. But, and here is the painful but, the outside world does not seem to have received the memo. It still behaves as if you are the old person. It still throws old troubles at you. And you feel like an actor whose role has ended, who has removed the makeup, but is still forced to stand on stage while the play continues around them. You feel like an alien wearing a human suit pretending to be your yesterday's self. And the biggest question, the most stinging question arises. If I have changed so much, why is my life exactly the same? Why hasn't the universe rearranged itself? Why am I still stuck here? When this state persists, a new kind of suffering begins to kindle. It is not the suffering of ignorance from the old days, but the suffering of misalignment. You start to feel suffocated. The old house seems tighter. The old job becomes meaningless to the point of being unbearable. Social conversations become torture. And you want to break everything. You want to scream at the world. Hey, I am not that person anymore. Look at me. Change already. You want to quit your job, want to divorce, want to sell the house, want to run away to the mountains, want to do anything to make the outer world match the new vibration frequency of the inner world. You think something wrong is happening. You think perhaps your awakening is fake, or the universe is punishing you, or the law of attraction is broken. You planted an orange seed. Why do you not see the orange fruit yet? Why is the tree in front of you still a thorn bush? But slow down. Breathe very deeply. Let me tell you this. This discomfort, this misalignment, this suffocation is absolutely not a mistake. It is not a sign of failure. It is a necessary protection mechanism. It is a physical law of existence that you have not yet understood. You are experiencing the lag of matter. Imagine a thunderstorm in summer. You see a lightning bolt slash across the sky. Light travels almost instantaneously. You see it immediately. That is your inner world. Consciousness is light. Awareness can change in a split second. A new concept, letting go. An enlightenment can happen as fast as the speed of light. Inside you lights up. But then you have to wait. You have to wait a few seconds, sometimes very long, to hear the thunder. Thunder is sound. It moves much slower than light. That is the material world. The outer world, work relationships, finances, the physical body. They are dense. They are heavy. They have inertia. They cannot change as fast as your thoughts. Currently, you are standing in the time interval between the lightning and the thunder. You have seen the light, but you haven't heard the sound of change yet. And the biggest mistake of humans is that in that silence, they start doubting the lightning. They think, I probably imagined that light because there is no sound at all. The material world around you right now, that reality you are detesting, is essentially an echo. It is the result of thoughts, emotions, and energy frequencies you emitted 6 months ago, 1 year ago, or 10 years ago. You are living in your own past. The house you are living in is the choice of the old person. The job you are doing is the ambition of the old person. The partner beside you is the attraction of the old person. When you look in the mirror or look at your life right now, you are looking at a distant star. You know, when we look up at the night sky, the light we see from a star may have been emitted millions of years ago. That star may have died, exploded, disappeared long ago, but its light is still traveling to our eyes. Your current life is exactly the light of a dead star. Your old self has died, but the living conditions created by it are still manifesting. Understanding this is the first key to liberation. You do not need to fight with the present, because the present is essentially the past. You are just walking through your own museum. Let's go a bit deeper into this philosophy. We often hear the New Age saying, "The outer world reflects the inner world." And so we look in the mirror. We change the smile inside, change consciousness, and immediately look in the mirror outer world to see if the image in the mirror smiles back or not. And when we see the image in the mirror is still crying or frowning, we panic. We try to use our hands to force the mouth of the image in the mirror. We smash the mirror. But my dear friend, matter has density. To rearrange the atoms of reality, it requires time and consistency of energy. If the outer world changed instantly, according to your every thought, life would be terrifying chaos. Imagine you just briefly thought of an elephant and boom, an elephant appears in the living room. You just briefly worried about an accident and boom, your car breaks down. The universe, in its great wisdom, created a buffer, a time lag. This lag is a grace, not a punishment. It allows you to reconfirm, is this truly my new self, or just a fleeting inspiration? The outer world hasn't changed yet, because it is waiting to see if the change inside you is truly stable. The universe is asking you. You say you are peaceful. Fine. I will keep this chaotic context a little longer, to see if you are truly peaceful, or just pretending to be peaceful, to desire change. If you are peaceful just to wish for circumstances to change, then that is not peace. That is bargaining. That is subtle manipulation. And the universe cannot be manipulated, and this is the most dangerous place of the journey. When the misalignment becomes too uncomfortable, the ego, the most cunning trickster, will put on a spiritual cloak and incite you to act. It whispers, "This place does not deserve you. These people are too low compared to your frequency. Leave, cut off, burn this bridge." Many people in the budding stage of awakening have destroyed their lives. They divorce when they haven't truly understood karma. They quit jobs without preparation. They alienate friends and become lonely, arrogant, judgmental. They think that is an act of freedom, but essentially it is an act of running away. There is a huge difference between transcendence and running away. Running away is when you believe external circumstances are the cause of internal discomfort, so you change the circumstances. But do you know what will happen? Because inside you haven't truly integrated the new person, you will carry that unstable frequency to a new circumstance, and very quickly, the new circumstance will turn into the old circumstance again. You change companies, but meet a boss exactly like the old one. You change lovers, but fall into an emotional pattern exactly the same. That is the cycle of samsara. And transcendence. Transcendence is when you are right in the old circumstance, among old people, doing the old job, but you are no longer affected by it. You walk through it like a ghost walking through a wall. You are there, but do not belong there. That is the ultimate art of living in the world, but enjoying the way. Living amidst the dust, but still joyful with the Tao. If you rush to change the outer world before the inner energy is ripe enough, you are like a person trying to pry open a cocoon to help the butterfly get out. You think you are helping it, but actually, you are killing it. The butterfly needs. The tightness of the cocoon needs the struggle to get out. That very process pumps blood into the wing so it can fly. The suffocation you are feeling in your current life is exactly that tight cocoon. Don't break it yet. It is forcing you to develop the wings of inner strength. Observe a snake when it sheds its skin. Before the old skin peels off, the snake becomes almost blind. Its eyes are cloudy. It is vulnerable. It must lie still, hiding in a rock cave, rubbing its body against rough surfaces. You are in that cloudy-eyed stage. The old skin, your current life, has died. It is dry, rigid, tight, itchy. But it hasn't peeled off completely. It still sticks in a few places. And what you need to do is not to take a knife to slice that skin off. That is violence to yourself. What you need to do is continue rubbing. Daily discomforts, the difficult boss, the nagging wife. Traffic jams, bills. All act as the rough surface of the rock for you to rub yourself against. Thanks to that friction, the old skin will peel off naturally. Do not hate the rock. Do not hate the discomfort. Use them. Use the very unsatisfactoriness of reality to sharpen your equanimity. So what must we do while waiting for the thunder? What to do when the old skin hasn't peeled off completely? The answer might surprise you. You become an agent of consciousness. Imagine you are a high-level spy sent to a foreign country. To complete the mission, you must pretend to be an ordinary citizen. You must wear clothes like them, eat their food, speak their language, laugh at their jokes. But deep down inside, you know you are not them. You know you come from another place. You have a secret mission. You do not get swept into the petty disputes of the locals because you know you are only playing a role. This is exactly how you should live your life right now. Wake up in the morning, put on the costume of the old person, the diligent employee, the responsible father, the sociable friend. Play that role most excellently. Wash dishes with wholeness. Answer emails with dedication. Listen to others complain with patience. But keep a secret smile inside. Keep a subtle distance. When someone scolds you, instead of reacting with the hurt of the old ego, the agent inside you will observe and record, this subject is angry because they are suffering. How interesting. You do not cling. You participate in the game, but you are no longer a pawn, you are the chess player. This state, both engaged and detached, is what Lao Tzu calls Wu Wei, non-action. Doing without doing. Living in the world, but not of the world. When you do this, the suffocation will disappear. Because suffocation only comes when you identify yourself with the cage. When you realize you are the space containing the cage cannot imprison you anymore. And this is the miracle that will happen when you maintain that agent state long enough. The outer world will begin to collapse on its own, but not in a violently destructive way, but in the way of falling autumn leaves. The principle is very simple. Resonance. Every relationship, every job, every circumstance exists thanks to an energy cord hooking between you and it. That cord is usually woven with old emotions: fear, dependence, greed, need for validation, or trauma. When your inner world truly changes, you no longer emit the signal to maintain that cord. You no longer fear that boss. You no longer need the praise of that group of friends. You are no longer manipulated by guilt in the family. And when you withdraw energy, the connecting cord will snap on its own. You will see strange things happen. Suddenly, the company announces restructuring, and you are fired or transferred to another department. Suddenly, old friends naturally call you less. They feel bland when talking to you. Suddenly, new opportunities appear from nowhere. New people with higher frequencies walk into your life accidentally. The universe starts rearranging, not because you screamed demanding it to change, but because you changed your vibration frequency to the point where the old reality can no longer cling to you. It slides off like water off a taro leaf. The outer change now happens fluidly without forced effort. That is the difference between you using a hammer to smash a wall and you walking through a door when it opens itself. But I must warn you about one more intermediate stage. This stage is often called the void. It is when the old has fallen away, but the new hasn't arrived yet. You are fired, but don't have a new job yet. You broke up with the old one, but haven't met the new one. Old friends left, and you are completely lonely. This is the scariest time for the human mind. We hate emptiness. We would rather cling to a familiar pain than face an undefined void. We want to fill it immediately by scrolling phones, seeking temporary relationships, rushing into busyness. Do not do that. I beg you, do not do that. Cherish this void. This is the winter of the soul. You know land needs to rest in winter to regenerate nutrients before spring comes. If you keep forcing the land to be cultivated continuously, it will become barren. This void is where miracles are gestated. It is a white paper for the universe to paint a new picture on. If you rush to scribble on it for fear of white paper, you will ruin the upcoming masterpiece. Sit still in solitude. Enjoy the silence. Make friends with yourself. Trust that the universe has not abandoned you. It is just cleaning up the remnants to prepare for a big feast. The silence of the universe is not absence, but the full presence of potential. Finally, let's go to the deepest level of realization, where all duality collapses. From the beginning until now, we talked about inner world and outer world as if they were two separate entities, as if there is a you inside the skull looking out at a world out there. But this is the biggest illusion. According to quantum physics and according to ancient sages, there is no boundary between the observer and the observed. You are not in the universe. You are the universe. When you say the outer world hasn't changed yet, actually, a part deep in your subconscious has not changed yet. You still believe in separation. You still believe happiness depends on circumstances. You are still waiting. And waiting is a state of mind saying, I am not enough yet. The present is not enough yet. I need that thing to be complete. That very energy of waiting is creating the reality of delay. The most radical change happens when you stop waiting. When you realize that the peace, the joy, the wholeness you are seeking in the new world, it is already available right here, right in the ruins of the old world, right in this mess. You don't need a quiet mountain to find peace. Peace is your nature. You carry the mountain with you. When you truly, I emphasize truly, no longer care whether the outer world changes or not, boom, that is when it changes fastest. Because at that moment you have removed the final resistance. You have removed the me desiring the result. So, O traveler stuck between two worlds, do not be discouraged. Do not despair when seeing dawn hasn't broken, though the rooster has crowed. The fact that you feel misaligned, feel lonely, feel this world is strange, that is good news. That is proof you have awakened. Only a person dreaming finds the dream logical. A person waking up will find the dream very bizarre. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with the universe. The universe is not slow, it is just careful. It wants to ensure you are ready to receive what you asked for. Do not try to run away from the present. Dive deep into it. Accept this misalignment as part of the dance. Love even the old cocoon protecting you. And then one morning without warning, you will step out onto the street and notice the air is different. The sunlight is different. The faces you meet are different. New opportunities rush in like a waterfall, and you will look back at this difficult period with infinite gratitude. You will understand that precisely in those long waiting days, you not only changed your world, you became a new person worthy to live in that world. The outer world will catch up. It always catches up. Just don't turn your head back. Keep walking. Thank you for listening. If you see yourself in this story, leave a sign. You are not alone on this journey.